Let's a great look at our location tonight. The home of the Suns here in downtown Phoenix. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Saturday afternoon presentation of NBA basketball right here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and two Hall of Famers, Doris Burke here at the table, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. And now a moment to check out the leaders in the All-Star voting. Balloting underway.
And this is really a fun time of year. You're starting to see which players are going to be in the running to make the All-Star team.
And you look at LaMarcus Aldridge. He's pulled in a lot of votes, nearly enough, in fact, to break into the top 10 in the Western Conference.
Yeah, and probably wishing he was a little higher on that list, but there's just too many other guys also having fantastic seasons.
And we'll keep you posted as the voting continues. And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, guys, since Devin Booker's been in the pros, he's been able to show his ability to create. He said at Kentucky, all I shot was catch and shoot threes. I was fitting in with my team, playing off of others. But my dad always taught me the fundamentals. I don't want to rely on one thing. Being good at everything is how you earn your spot on the floor. Kevin?
He's doing it all, D.A. Thanks. Difficult stretch for these two teams. As a player, Doris, do you change your approach when you're in the midst of a losing streak?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest challenges when you're losing is to remain confident in your abilities, to trust your process, to understand you put in the requisite work. And sometimes in the midst of losing, you have to just hang your head on knowing I've put in the time, I'm going to stick with the game plan, I've got to be flexible and make adjustments certainly, but trust the process.
And a look at the starters for San Antonio. It's Aldridge at the power forward with Pirtle at center. Murray out there with Derek White. And it's DeRozan in at the three, the small forward. And for the Suns, Rubio and Booker, they're the backcourt. Bridges out there with Diallo. And it's Ayton in at the five. Here's Bridges. It's rebounded by Aldridge. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the San Antonio Spurs. Coming into this, having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
Yeah, and defensively, boy, did they trust one another. Communicated well and just made it very difficult to get good looks in that one.
You knew they were on a string all night on the defensive end, and it always helps when someone got caught out of position, help was on the way.
The San Antonio Spurs able to put the first points up on the board. Clock at 6. Here's Bridges. That shot off. Nice D from DeRozan. In the corner, Murray with it. The shot that time, not on target. And Phoenix will come the other way. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
Well, they made a few key shots, but missed many more. It was a rough night for them offensively.
You know what, Greg? There was a lot of standing around in that basketball game. Failing to move bodies and failing to move the basketball is a bad formula.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the boards.
What about the decisive finish? Great timing, tremendous force.
Now here's Murray. Coming in off a 12-point game his last outing. Good D by Rubio. The Suns have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And the shot goes in.
Boy, that's the vision and ability to deliver precise passes. Rubio completely on point.
Here's Murray. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Oh, the lob to DeRozan. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Well, that's executing an alley-oop if ever I saw one. DeMar DeRozan, he loves these highlight reel plays.
Rubio against Aldridge. Passes it to Ayton. Unloads from 9. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. The Spurs have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Here's DeRozan.
Oh, goodness gracious.
How about that finish?
Wow. I think I can make the case that DeMar DeRozan finishes through contact like a big man. This guy is tremendous at end one opportunities.
One shot.
And that free throw good from DeRozan.
It's common to see wing players improve their perimeter shooting in the league, but DeMar DeRozan's most striking growth has been his ball handling and playmaking. He's been dynamic with the ball in his hands.
Now here's Ayton. And the pass to Diallo. Misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor. And DeRozan, here we go. He gets that one. DeRozan's got 7. And Greg, DeRozan watching a ton of films of guys like Andre Miller and Sam Cassell operating in the pick and roll.
Not only that, Kevin, to strengthen his left hand, he'd use it for daily activities like writing, leaving no stone unturned to become an expert initiator.
And so Aldridge will bring it up for the Spurs. And stolen by Diallo.
This is what superb defense is all about, guys. He read that all the way.
Just great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and then trigger the fast break.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Rubio against DeRozan, and they double up DeRozan. Over Rubio. DeRozan's shot is off. Suns trail by 3. Rubio outside. Pass to Diallo. Booker inside. White's there. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Ayton. Rebounded by the Spurs.
Right now trying to get into a rhythm, but so far this quarter, boy, he is struggling to make anything go down.
Booker against Murray. And Booker kicks to Bridges. Inside. Can't hit that one. Some solid defense from Aldridge. Spurs leading by 3. White wide open. He fires. Nailed from three-point land.
Well, he showed right there. This guy capable of making shots, especially if you leave him that wide open.
Murray against Rubio. Here's Booker. He kicks to Ayton. Shoots over Pirtle. And Ayton the bucket on the assist by Booker.
I do love the confidence. Ayton knows he must continue to hone his jumper, especially shooting it off the catch.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And it's stolen by Ricky Rubio. Off target at the rim.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Murray. Some solid defense from Ayton.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
And here we go with DeRozan running it up the middle. Here's Pirtle. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
It was dealing with the NBA's physical play that was Pirtle's biggest challenge when he came into the league, but he knows how to use his body now to get these calls.
Well, around this time of year, lots of national broadcasted games, Doris. Does that impact the players, you think, in any way?
I certainly think the guys are aware of the nights they're on national television. Some guys relish, Kev, as you know, the opportunity to play on the big stage. So for the regular season, those nights where you know the entire country is watching, that's a big deal. Well, you look at the Suns going forward. They have got to believe a big part of the puzzle is DeAndre Ayton. This guy was the #1 overall pick in last year's draft.
Phoenix, no good that time either.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
He gets it in there.
Well, the touch and the focus. What a pretty move in the lane.
Suns trail by 8. Doris Ayton, a terrific rebounder. He can score in the paint, and of course, he is still improving.
Yeah, what you like about DeAndre Ayton, Kev, is he doesn't just rely on his God-given talent. This guy knows he needs to be more consistent with the jumper, improve his overall defensive awareness, but this guy is willing to put in the work to become a complete and great NBA player.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
The Suns shooting their first free throw of the contest.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Sharch comes in for Shaq Diallo. And it's Johnson in for Ricky Rubio. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Rudy Gay's checked in for Pirtle. Damari Carroll comes in for DeMar DeRozan. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Derek White. And it's Mills in for DeJounte Murray. Last season, we saw Kelly Oubre get traded to the Suns. That was a surprise success for both him and the team.
Oubre came in and gave the Suns that defensive spark they so desperately needed. The long arms, he can get in the passing lanes, and he plays with tremendous energy, and they love him.
San Antonio leading by 3. Now, here's Mills. And right now, he's averaging about 7 points a game. Pass to Oubre. On the wing, Booker. Bellinelli is covering. A nice shot by Booker. Booker's got 9.
How about he has yet to miss? 4-4 to start.
And San Antonio has possession. Mills looking it over. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
The 55th pick back in 2009. Those picks don't hit very often, but Greg Patty Mills now with a decade in the NBA.
6'0", and that may be generous. The Australian Mills, a dangerous pull-up shooter, and he does not back down.
That one misses for Mills. Suns trail by 3. Johnson, the pass to Booker. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson. And 11 points for Devin Booker.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Here's Mills. Passes it to Lyles. Now Carroll. Here's the teardrop. It's blocked. Here's Oubre. Stolen by Gay. Bellinelli with it. No points in the game yet for him. There's the dish to Mills. Johnson with the block.
You can see Tyler Johnson with that vertical has the ability to send it back.
And the way he was able to reach out towards that release had an impact.
Well, no question. He altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
While we have a break, we can see which teams have made the most of their second chance opportunities over the last 10 games. The Suns third.
I mean, you love their aggressiveness, not settling for one shot offensively, but really running down those loose boards and converting for extra points.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. And that drops, so they now lead by 1. Or sometimes what was once considered a negative becomes a positive. For example, tweeners are now looked at as very valuable assets and very versatile assets.
Yeah, Kev, no doubt. Think about how much the game has changed for players like Draymond Green, who was so integral to the success of the Golden State Warriors. Here was a young guy who was considered at one point coming out of college for the power forward and center spot, too small to play the position. But as the NBA has downsized, as it's gotten smaller and faster, Draymond Green can be as important as any other player on a roster.
Here's Saric after the basket by San Antonio. 5 to shoot. It's deflected.
Look at DeMar Carroll get in space and block the shot. Defense at its best.
And there's the pass to Lyles. And here's Mills. Now, here's Lyles. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. The shot by Bellinelli. No good.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
Goes up on the block. That one wide left.
And his defense so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort, you see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
And Phoenix has possession after the basket by San Antonio. Now here's Mills. He's guarded by Kaminsky. Spurs working the ball around now. Mills with it. Kaminsky's there. And no good that time. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Suns. It's a 3-point game. 1:31 left in the first quarter. Oubre outside. Shoots over Mills. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Now that's the lefty stroke of Oubre, right? He can hit from mid-range right on out to deep three-point range.
Here's Mills. Pass to Lyles. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Frank Kaminsky picks one up.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a 3-point opportunity.
For San Antonio, they have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
First one falls for him. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for the Suns. He hits both from the stripe. Suns trail by 3. Johnson surveying the floor. To the inside. No good from Booker. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Pass to Lyles. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. A chance now for a 3-point play. Frank Kaminsky picks one up.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
I tell you, you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
Free throw's good, Lyles. 54 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Now here's Johnson, covered by Mills. Johnson left side. Baines finds Booker. Off target from outside. Spurs leading by 6. Here's Carroll. The rebound by Johnson. The Suns shooting 36% in this first quarter, trying to get their bearings. Now Mills. No good on that one. Good D by Johnson.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
Here's Mills. Johnson with the block, and he's able to get it back. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Versatility is so important in today's NBA. That works just fine for combo guard Tyler Johnson.
I don't really limit myself to one position. I feel like I can guard both positions. Being able to do that, I feel like I'll have the capability to fill in when needed.
And with all the switching we see teams, Greg, employing right now, that defensive versatility is highly prized, highly valuable.
And Johnson, an excellent athlete. He's got the tools to impact the game both offensively and defensively.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second. Mills at point with Bellinelli. They're the backcourt. Rudy Gay is out there with Damari Carroll. And it's Lyles in at center. Now here's Mills. Following the missed shot by Dario Saric. Passes it to Bellinelli. Here's Lyles. And Baines pulls it down. Suns trail by 10.
And the first task for Monty Williams is going to be retooling this offense. Plenty of offensive talent here. Team has underperformed on that end for years.
And one of the things he wants to implement, Greg, Monty Williams wants to utilize more movement, right? He has mentioned a style similar to what they ran while he was with the Spurs organization. So don't expect to see any stagnant bodies on the offensive end this year.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, my cousin LaMarcus Aldridge is not the flashiest player, but he is respected. His former teammate in Portland, C.J. McCollum, said he hasn't changed his game to try and fit the new NBA. He shoots mid-range, scores under the basket, strong as heck. He knows who he is. And Kevin, LaMarcus isn't really my cousin, but his game never goes out of style.
You're right, D.A., and he is still getting it done. Thank you. The free throw drops for Kaminsky. And Doris, you played point guard. What do you like to see from that position?
Well, I'm going to go back to the Showtime Lakers, which was my first team that I adored when I was a kid watching the NBA. And the reality is this, Kevin, I love to see teams play in transition, get out in the open floor. What's better than watching Steph Curry cross half court with a full head of steam and the defender knowing, oh, good God, anything could happen here. He might pull a three, he might finish in spectacular fashion off the run, or he might find a teammate for a momentum-building three. Like, get in transition and run, baby.
So it's Rubio bringing it up for the Suns. Trailing here by 8. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. And that game closes out the 4-game homestand for them. Kaminsky kicks to Bridges. 4 on the clock. And it's White with the rebound. Spurs leading by 8. Here's DeRozan. Nice 4 for 7 from the floor with that shot.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Here's Rubio following the score by DeMar DeRozan. Here's Kaminsky. Drops in the tray. Kaminsky's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, for a big man, his stroke is just beautiful, and because of the height, it's so hard to challenge.
And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Gay.
And guys, for a measure of how he's performing offensively, look no further than the true shooting percentage. There's been a steady drop in his last 5 games. And he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
When Dario is working this hard on the defensive end, it's key because his activity can make a real difference.
And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. And the Suns making a change here. Ayton's checked in. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for the Spurs. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Baines inside. He's covered by Gay. And it's Baines missing.
And you know, you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
Now, here's Aldridge. Goes back up. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Well, you love the persistence on the offensive glass. All about effort right now.
Rubio against Murray. Rubio outside. The pass to Šarić. And it's sent back by Aldridge. Gay scanning before. Dishes it to Murray. Outside, White. Pass to Gay. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Over Ayton. Aldridge. He shoots again. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
And in a league that's obsessed with threes and layups, LaMarcus Aldridge defying the trend, really feasting on a steady diet of mid-range jumpers.
And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge. And that turnaround jumper of Aldridge's, great, just impossible to defend.
Long arms, that high release point. When it's falling, well, we saw him give OKC 56. This man can take over.
Pirtle, he is checked in for San Antonio. Now, here's Rubio. 17 points for him last game against Memphis, and the shot goes down. Ayton's got 6.
Well, the form and the touch and the mid-range from DeAndre Ayton, this guy is special.
San Antonio leading by 9. And stolen by Ayton. White against Bridges. And stolen by Murray. Rubio with the rebound.
Boy, a forgettable night for him, but thankfully his teammates have played well overall.
And not a season, Doris, that pops off the stat sheet, but a strong rookie campaign for Mikal Bridges.
You simply can't ignore the defense he brings for this team. Very refined for his experience level. Teams would love to see him grow into a third option on the offensive end with this roster. Let's see if that happens.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Bridges.
Well, a promising start last year for Mikal Bridges. The offense was there, but it was his impact defensively that has really gotten most people's attention. A lot of great tools for a young player.
Sheck Diallo, he's checked in for the Suns. Kelly Oubre comes in for Sharch. Both free throws good from Bridges. And with Bridges and his defense, great coaches speak very highly of his basketball IQ.
And that is why, as a rookie, he would often get assigned to guard the toughest perimeter player. Good size and great instincts make him one of the best young defenders on the team.
Now here is Aldridge. He picked up 18 points in their last win against Cleveland, and he uses the glass on the layup. Aldridge has got 6 in the quarter.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And
wow.
I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well.
Shooting 2.
Free throw, good, Oubre. Well, Doris, even though he can sometimes get a little ahead of himself, you love the energy that Kelly Oubre plays with.
Oubre is exactly the kind of player who can provide punch on the offensive end off the bench. He comes in, he can disrupt on the defensive end, and he can finish plays for you offensively.
So he gets them both.
And guys, this is the way to stay in the game. They're doing a masterful job from the line. Perfect this quarter.
Here's Murray. No good. Shot missing. Good D by Rubio.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Here's Bridges. Pirtle with the steal. White up top. He's guarded by Diallo. Murray, no good. Suns trail by 7. Rubio with it. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
And it was made clear early on to Ricky Rubio that the Jazz were moving on from him. But Rubio quickly finds a home in Phoenix. 3-year deal for Rubio, who is a good fit with the Suns. Having a real point guard on the team like Rubio should be a huge boost.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
That's so much that Rubio gives you. The last thing that has to come to me is the range shooting.
Devin Booker, he's checked in for Bridges. And so Ricky Rubio nails both of them.
The way he's shooting free throws tonight, you simply don't want to put him there.
And here is Murray. And stolen by Booker. To the paint. And it's sent back by Aldridge. 3-on-3. Murray right side. Pass to Aldridge. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And here's a look at numbers for Ayton. A wonderful string of games he's put together here lately. He's putting up about 17 points, 19 rebounds, and just over 2 blocks. And not many players possess his kind of ability to protect the rim. I mean, you look at the block total, pretty remarkable.
Well, I love it. Drivers think they see a crease to the lane and go for it. And eventually, he shuts the door.
The first one falls. Both good from the line that time.
Boy, a really soft touch on display. It is a luxury to have a big man who can hit from the line at a consistent rate.
Rubio against Murray. Here's Booker. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And guys, the stellar development of Devin Booker continued last season. Still a firecracker on offense, and took strides to improve his shot selection and, equally as important, his decision making.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And Greg, with Booker and his progress, you really see it in his playmaking.
And that is what the Suns want from him long term. They see him growing into the same vein as a player like James Harden, someone who can carry the load offensively and still make others better.
Both free throws good from Booker.
Well, I think we know that Devin Booker is known for his shooting, but to me, guys, there's also the passing and the rebounding aspect that comes into play with him.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Now, here's Rubio. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Pass to Booker. The 11-footer, and the Suns miss again.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Murray dishes to DeRozan. He's off on that one. Great D that time from Oubre. Here's Rubio. San Antonio with the rebound. Pirtle's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's DeRozan. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Suns trail by 5. The drive by Rubio. Here's Ayton. Fades back. That's in. Coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got 3 assists tonight. And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for San Antonio. They've led by as many as 11 points. Here's Pirtle. He's usually able to provide some lift to his team, averaging 6 points a game. 6 to shoot. To the middle. Here's Aldridge. And the basket is good. Aldridge has got 10 points now just in this quarter.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
And Rubio kicks to Booker. Now the pass to Oubre. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Out to White. 3-pointer. No good on the shot. And Phoenix will come the other way. Booker outside. Oubre outside. Here's Ayton. Hits the jump hook. Ayton's got 10 points in the game. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Well, there are very few scorers in the NBA who are as explosive as Devin Booker. Boy, when this guy finds his rhythm, he can take over a game from just about any part of the floor, and there's nothing the defense can do about it.
Tyler Johnson, he's checked in for the Suns. The Spurs also changing it up. Damari Carroll's checked in for DeRozan. Bellinelli comes in for Derek White. And it's Mills in for DeJounte Murray. Now, here's Mills. He's got 6. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Doris, I still think back to that game where Booker put up 70 points. I mean, wow, unbelievable.
Yeah, when Devin Booker starts to cook, he can get as hot as any player in the league. The one thing you want from Devin is consistency on both ends of the floor from game to game. That's how you go from good to great.
Shooting 2.
Free throw drops for Ayton. Last season, the Suns made DeAndre Ayton the #1 overall pick in the draft. They had no hesitation, Greg, in making that call.
And when a player like Ayton, who was in the Rookie of the Year combo from the get-go, is available, you have to take him. Not only is the upside sky high for Ayton, but he was an impact player from day one for the Suns.
And the upside for Ayton was always present. But, Doris, were you surprised at how polished he was as a rookie?
Not at all, because DeAndre Ayton has got a big-time offensive game. This guy can finish with the best in the league right at the cup. You know he's dynamic on the offensive end, and this guy's only going to add strength and get better on the defensive end.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
And it's Johnson penetrating. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Suns lead by 1.
Well, you love the offensive talent, the ability to handle the basketball. Tyler Johnson with a strong drive and finish.
San Antonio's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Now here's Mills. He's guarded closely. Kicks it to Bellinelli. 5 on the clock. Back to Mills. The 3. It's hauled in by Diallo. Diallo's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Booker the pass to Ayton. Making free throws a big key for any team. Let's see the best in the NBA. The Suns #1.
You can't be careless when you play them. I mean, no wasted opportunities at the line. It's a team effort, and they're getting it done.
Shooting 2.
Free throw drops for Ayton.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Trey Lyles checked in for the Spurs. Gay comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. That one misses.
Well, the #1 pick in the 2018 NBA draft, DeAndre Ayton, is going to be a feared big man for years to come.
And it's Phoenix's ball. They're on a 19-6 run. And he makes that one. Booker's got the lead up to 4 now for the Suns.
This guy is cooking right now. He is leading them on the offensive end as they remain in front here.
1:19 left in the first half of the game. Mills with it. Johnson's there. That's good from Gay on the assist by Mills. Gay's got his 2nd basket of the night.
And Gay has great length down on the block there. Fantastic at just jumping on opportunities to score when he's down low.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, one of the things that the NBA has been forward thinking about is always accepting new ideas. And they've got a bunch of them on the table in recent weeks. A mid-season tournament, a postseason play-in tournament, maybe even reducing the 82-game regular season schedule. Now, all of these would be very bold moves, but Commissioner Adam Silver has always demonstrated a willingness to think outside the box. Kevin?
Shooting 2.
DA, great assessment. Good report. Thank you so much. first free throw is good.
And remember, you know, he grew up in New Orleans, but Kelly Oubre had to move to Texas after Hurricane Katrina. Some tough times that he said put a little bit of a chip on his shoulder to this day.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Spurs trail by 4. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Now here's Mills. He's guarded by Johnson. Oubre against Carroll. 6 on the shot clock. It's hauled in by the Suns. Ayton's got 6 rebounds in the game. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Now here's Johnson, covered by Mills. Booker, right side, lets it go with the 3. That's good, and it's Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got 4 assists in the game. Now Gay. From deep three-point range, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And that does it for the first half of play. Suns ahead, up 7. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Ricky. Bench has always been an issue here. When they produce like they did in the first half, how does that help you?
It's amazing. That means like we have a deep bench, and then a lot of work from the staff, from the everybody of the team, like doing extra work and winning games.
Trying to change the culture around here. Thanks, Ricky. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Devin Booker had it going on in the first quarter. He had 18 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. Let's hear from you, Shaq, on the Suns.
Defensively going in, you game plan against Devin Booker. But he can demolish your playing quick when he gets that shot going. And guess what? He's been unstoppable.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about the Spurs?
Well, they're trailing in this game because they're shooting under 35%. Now, I've got to give a lot of credit to the defense, forcing the shooters off their spots and making them feel uncomfortable. But if someone takes something away from you, you have to be able to adapt. So they need a whole new game plan because right now they're in trouble.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. You know, guys, Devin Booker has been exceptional here.
He had a fast pass to the lane that first half. Got inside on demand.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far the defense has not been able to counter it.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. 1 half to go. And Murray's got the ball here for San Antonio. 7-point differential. Rubio and Booker, they're the backcourt. Ayton is out there with Shaq Diallo. And it's Bridges in at the small forward position. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Now here's DeRozan. And it's White missing. And stolen by Aldridge. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Here's DeRozan. It's hauled in by the Suns.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
Spurs trail by 9. Pass to Aldridge. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And I love how Aldridge uses his size to hold his own against defenders and just routinely scores up over the top.
Now here's Rubio. Out left to the wing. Bridges, no one around him. Another three for Phoenix.
I'll tell you, you are playing with fire anytime you leave this guy open, and they just got burned.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. And White kicks to Aldridge. And it's Ayton with the rebound.
That's one for their first four to start the second half.
Bridges for three. Another three for Phoenix.
Wow, what a start to this half. 3 for 3, dictating the pace on the offensive end. They're rolling early.
Here's Murray. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Rubio against Murray. And stolen by Aldridge. Stolen by Rubio. Here's Diallo. And it's off from three-point range.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
The wide open look here for DeRozan. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. DeRozan's got 11 points.
Boy, firing the jumper as soon as he receives the pass, DeRozan doesn't give the defender any time to react.
Rubio against Murray. Ayton with it. 13 points in the game. Here's Booker. LaMarcus Aldridge grabs the miss. Aldridge has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Poked away, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Rubio.
All right, a chance to take a look at some stats for Murray. How last month turned out for him? He's putting up about 12 points a game, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them.
Outside, White. Shot clock at 5. Over Diallo. And it's White missing.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
A slam dunk by Diallo.
Well, Devin Booker is known as a scorer, but this guy will find you if you're open.
A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Spurs. On Monday, they'll be playing the Rockets in Houston. Then on Thursday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the Brooklyn Nets.
And if I'm this team, I'm looking at this as a barometer to see how we stack up against some of the top teams in the league. They'll have to be at their best. But if they come out of this with some success, I think it'll build momentum for the rest of the run.
They grabbed their own miss. Here's DeRozan. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Saric.
Wow, that's really good work inside from DeMar DeRozan. You know, he knows how to get position where a defender is almost forced to foul him.
And the first one at the line is good. Both free throws good from DeRozan. Doris, basketball continues to gain in popularity around the world, doesn't it? It's amazing to me.
It does. Adam Silver, the commissioner, has said, I believe we can be the #1 spot in the world. Obviously, they'd have to overcome the soccer, and that's popularity. But think about this, Kevin, how inclusive a game basketball is. And the love spans across gender, race, ethnicity, religious affiliation. And the best part about the game of basketball is this, Kevin. When you're growing up and trying to get better, you need a ball, you need a hoop, and you need you, and you don't need anything else.
That is so well said. Aldridge. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5 for 11 night. Phoenix leading by 11. Rubio looking around. Bridges kicks to Saric. And here is Kaminsky. 7 points in the game. Clock at 4. Puts it up from 12. Rebound San Antonio. Aldridge has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Rubio against Murray. Looking to get back on track here. Baines with the block. Bridges against DeRozan. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Well, some of the numbers NBA wingmen have been putting up from the field this season are truly impressive. Have a look at the top shooters among them. In the 3rd spot, DeMar DeRozan.
And that is such an efficient group offensively. That really is the best way to describe them. I mean, they never force anything and always wait for the right shot.
You know, in addition to that patience and efficiency, they're each extremely talented natural scorers. They've got the kind of precise form all young players would do well to replicate.
The first free throw is good. Rudy Gay's checked in for Murray. Both free throws good from Rubio. And it's DeRozan with the ball for the San Antonio Spurs. Trailing by 13. Pass to Aldridge. Nobody near Gay. No good on the triple.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
Bridges against Gay. Pirtle with the steal. Here's White. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
The 29th pick in 2017 by the Spurs. Their injuries last year created an opportunity for Derek White to show Greg what he can do with steady minutes.
And White at 6'4", capable of manning either guard spot. A shooter, a playmaker, and an all-defensive team in college. He is definitely a keeper.
And that one falls for White. And Phoenix making a change here. Johnson's checked in. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Pirtle. And so he's able to get 1 of 2. Suns leading by 12. Bridges dishes to Kaminsky over Gay. And the basket by Kaminsky. Kaminsky's got 9 points.
And it looks like they left their defensive effort back in the locker room, guys. They just haven't had the same commitment here defensively in the second half.
And San Antonio shooting an ugly 27% since halftime. Passes to Gay. Here's Aldridge. The rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Kaminsky. Here's Baines. A second chance effort and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on DeRozan. You talk about bangers in the NBA, Doris, the Australian. Aaron Baines, rugged as they come.
Kevy is the very definition of an energy guy. This man is a great defender. You get blindsided by one of his picks, you are going to feel it the next day.
The first one falls. Mills, he's checked in for San Antonio. And he makes both free throws. Spurs trail by 16. He feeds it to Aldridge. Second shot opportunity, and that's 2 points on the layup. He's got 16.
Yeah, a coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
And to me, Greg, this is a common theme that's running through the league right now. Guys looking to leak out rather than box out.
Yep, that one goes. And that's 11 points for Frank Kaminsky.
This guy is just working his tail off on the boards. You love the effort, love the energy.
Šarić against DeRozan. That shot off. Some solid defense from Šarić. Here's Bridges, and it's slammed in by Bridges.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
Well, that's how you drive your point home right there. Now here's Mills. He has 6. Johnson with the block. Kaminsky the pass to Bridges. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. DeRozan finds Mills. Back to DeRozan. The high post shot, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
I'll tell you, this has not been his game, and he's making it worse with shot selection like that.
That one falls. Bridges has got 10 points in just the second half.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Mills. He dishes it to Gay. Makes it off the glass.
And that's got to happen if they want to have a chance to turn this thing around. I mean, he needs to just take the game over. I mean, it seems like he's been hesitant to pull the trigger.
Johnson dishes to Kaminsky, and stolen by Aldridge. Floats one. Offensive rebound. And it's blocked.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat. And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Well, over the last few seasons, Tyler Johnson turning himself into one of the premier options off the bench.
Kevin, you could easily see this guy winning a 6th Man of the Year award in the future. He's versatile in terms of where he can slot in offensively. He's always looking to score, and you need that kind of punch off the bench.
And he knocks down the first one.
Well, when you look at the skill set of Tyler Johnson, he really is the epitome of a catalyst. Comes in full energy every time, and if he's hitting his shots, you just ride that wave of scoring.
Kelly Oubre's checked in for the Suns. The Spurs also with the sub. Carroll's checked in. And both free throws good for Johnson. And with Johnson, Greg, you never know how on his shot will be day to day.
And that's okay. Teams need a player who can carry them off the bench when they get it going. Johnson is a bit of a microwave that heats up immediately, but if he's cold, you simply drop back the minutes for that game.
Johnson with the block.
I'll tell you, this guy is doing absolutely everything he can to get himself going, but the team is struggling because he's struggling.
And no good. And here's Gay. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. And the foul on Tyler Johnson. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Devin Booker, he's checked in for Mikal Bridges. Now here's Mills. T right on him. Out to the right wing. Right side Aldridge. The second effort. Gay. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
And Gay is a dependable rebounder at his position, thanks mainly to the size and length he possesses.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. That's good from Rudy Gay.
And Gay, just so difficult to guard, skilled with his ability to shoot it, and still explosive at attacking the rim.
Now here's Johnson. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. That's good from Booker on the assist by Johnson. Johnson's got 5 assists in the game. And the Spurs with possession here. Here's Mills. He's got 6. And there's the pass to Bellinelli. And here's Carroll. Clock at 6. Over Kaminsky. Rebounded by Kaminsky. Kaminsky's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Oubre kicks to Booker. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
You know, crafty, that seems to be the word most applied to Booker. Able to get the defense to overreact.
He's shooting free throws, number 4 in 5 here.
He struggled mightily at the free throw line in their last game.
Ayton, he's checked in for Phoenix. Sheck Diallo comes in for Frank Kaminsky. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Lyles checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Both free throws good from Booker. 1:56 left here in the 3rd quarter. Now Mills. Over Diallo. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
A nice shot by Booker.
Oh, Kevin, terrific body control. Booker gets hit on the drive, stays on balance to complete the play.
1:33 left to play in the 3rd. Mills with it. 6 points for him. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Mills has got 8.
Well, what a terrific possession. Attack in the painted area.
Johnson outside. Down low. A nice shot by Booker. Booker's got 26.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And 1:01 left in the 3rd. Now here's Mills, covered by Oubre. Floats one up. It's tipped.
Boy, really tough to score on DeAndre Ayton. Such a patient shot blocker, guys.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
The Spurs shooting a low 30% right now. An ugly offensive performance. Bounce pass Mills. Lyles kicks to Gay. Misses the 3. Phoenix has gone 2 of 3 when they've ventured outside the arc in the 3rd quarter. And it's Oubre off the drive. And Ayton stays with it. He's got 15.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Gay outside. Mills, that's a 2-pointer. Cans the shot from the wing. Mills has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Have to love the ball distribution. Keep everyone involved.
And so it's Devin Booker making highlights for Phoenix. A grand total of 28 points for him in the game now. They have no answer for him defensively. Back to the action after this word. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
And, Greg, nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. That'll be a 5-second call.
They're doing well overall, but the turnovers have been the exception.
Doris, when you look at the success of international players, and the league has a litany of very good international players, Doncic being the latest success story, is the perception changing about these kids when they come from overseas and play in the NBA?
Well, one of the greatest, and then to me, the greatest international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, a Hall of Fame player, probably changed the perception to start with. Now, listen, over the years, Luka is going to have perhaps a Hall of Fame career if he stays healthy. The reality is this: the NBA is looking for the best players to man those 15 roster spots of the 30 NBA teams. It doesn't matter where you're from, what the color of your skin is. If you can play the game of basketball and play it at the highest level, the NBA wants you to be a part of their league.
All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the court right now for the Spurs, they've got Damari Carroll out there. Also Trey Lyles out there. And it's Johnson in at the 3. Here is Carter following the bucket by the Spurs. Here's Ayton. From outside off the mark. And stolen by Diallo. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
That boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively.
And here are the Suns now. After the basket by San Antonio, Jerome uses the glass to finish the layup. Jerome's got his first points of the night.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around it.
Forbes the pass to Johnson. A lot of people look at that general manager position with the team. I think it grows with some organization, maybe shrinks in importance with others. But by and large, it is more stable than coaching, isn't it? That position of being a GM.
Yeah, and I think, Kevin, if you were to ask coaches, one of the things I've heard sort of thrown out there as an idea is when you list the head coach's record, why not list the GM's record as well? Because the reality is success in the NBA is contingent on so many things. What's your ownership like? What kind of front office personnel? Have they made great decisions? Do you have the best possible coaching comparative to the talent on your roster? So much contributes to winning, Kevin. Well, deliver the pass where your teammate can do something with it. Nice.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Outside, Walker. Pass to Johnson. And it's Carroll in the corner. No good that time. So Phoenix will take it the other way. Here's Jerome, guarded by Walker. Here's Jerome. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Offensive rebound. Here's Diallo, and he converts the layup.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
And so it's San Antonio with it. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Of course, in basketball, like many sports, you can call some kind of penalty on almost every play. So with that in mind, where do we draw that line?
I would say that most coaches and most players would say as long as there's consistency with officiating, they can adapt to the way the game is being called. As fans, as broadcasters, what we want to see the game remain free-flowing, fluid, pretty, the ability to move and cut and not be impeded in your progress. That's what I want to see.
And we see that most nights.
No doubt.
Saric has checked in for the Suns. Pirtle, he is checked in for San Antonio. And so Walker nails both of them. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Here's Jerome. Saric outside. Pass to Jerome. From the arc. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got his 7th rebound here tonight. One-on-one fast break. There's Walker with the 3. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Saric has got 8 rebounds in this game. Here's Carter. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And after a first half in which their offense shot under 40%, they've got the lead, and they should count themselves to be lucky.
And so it's San Antonio with it. And Walker kicks to Pirtle. Remember the time, Doris, when it was rare to see stars changing teams? Now we read about it every day.
No question, Kevin. Think back to my formative years watching the NBA as a fan. Larry Bird was a Boston Celtic. Magic Johnson was a Los Angeles Laker. The trend in today's NBA is that shorter player contracts, more player control over where they want to be. And the reality is this, Kevin, at some point, free agency entered the equation. It's appropriate, it's fair, they've earned the right to choose where they play.
Here's Baines following the bucket by the Spurs. Here's Jerome, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And the first one drops. Second free throw, no good. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Spurs. Here's Forbes. Basket is good. The assist from Johnson. Johnson's got 3 assists now in this one. Here is Carter. Doris, you and I are faced with this a lot, voting for the MVP. Great stats versus winning. Where do you stand on that when you vote for the league MVP?
Well, winning could be the definitive line if I have 2 candidates who are close. For instance, for me, this last MVP came down to James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I took it to the last possible moment. And I could have gone in either direction and been comfortable. Ultimately, I went with Giannis, and the deciding factor came down to he led his team to the best record in the league. It was a difficult vote, but ultimately it's one category which helps tilt me in one direction or another.
And I did too, and what also helped me was just the improvement defensively they had made, and I know Antetokounmpo was a very big part of it.
No, it's a great point. He was a two-way force.
San Antonio with the ball. The Suns getting the bucket. Shot clock at 6. Forbes the pass to Johnson. Here's Walker. No good off the back of the rim. Phoenix has gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range. Johnson kicks to Carter. Pass to Šarić. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Give Šarić the credit for that. Boy, the defense pretty good. He was just better offensively. Nice job in the contest.
Here is Forbes. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Johnson, a wide open look. San Antonio again missing. Johnson dishes to Baines. Shoots over Pirtle, and the Suns tack on 2 more.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
He kicks it to Forbes. Johnson outside. Here's the 3. The offensive rebound.
I'll tell you, individually, he is doing all he can. But right now, somebody's got to step in and support this guy.
And here's Carter. And the pass to Baines. Replay is always a good topic to talk about. Any changes, Doris, you'd like to see in the system or in the process?
Well, one of the beautiful things you have in the league is the opportunity in both Summer League and then also in your development league is the opportunity to put things in place. For instance, a coach's challenge has been experimented with at both of those different levels, and now the coach's challenge will be adopted and employed in the NBA. So I'm anxious to see how that plays out.
Now here's Walker. Lyles no good. Johnson against Johnson. Jerome. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And he makes the first. And Phoenix making a change here. Kaminsky's checked in. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And for the Spurs, they're shooting 40% in the fourth. Walker the pass to Pirtle. Back to Walker. They get a hand on it. Now here's Kaminsky. Pass to Jerome. Kicks it to Johnson. Pass to Kaminsky. Over Walker. And the basket by Kaminsky. It seems like Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, is one of the most well-liked commissioners in all of sports worldwide. Why do you think that's so?
Well, I think he was amongst the most important members of the staff of his predecessor, David Stern, who obviously oversaw the greatest growth in NBA history. The NBA became a global game. But Adam Silver didn't skip a beat. He is a great listener, a great communicator, and I've said this about the NBA for a very long time. It is a league that is in constant self-evaluation process. It is always looking for ways to improve the league, whether that means organizationally or with the play between the lines, and that's all you can ask for, Kevin.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Now Carter. Passes it to Baines. Back to Carter. It's deflected. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. There's the pass to Pirtle. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Lyles. Pass to Pirtle. Walker with it. And it's Johnson picking him up. Just 4 to shoot. And another shot. They get it back. Here's Lyles. And the 3 ball is good. Lyles got 9 points here in the second half.
You know, a guy with that size from the downtown 3-point area, no chance for a defender to alter that shot.
Here's Jerome. Carter outside. Pass to Kaminsky. Now here's Walker. Defense right on him. Lyles with a wide open look. No good with the triple. Phoenix has gone to the 3-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Passes it to Baines. And there's the foul. It's on Trey Lyles. That is his first foul of the game. Of course, here's something kind of interesting. There's been a lot of talk about moving the draft to after free agency. What would that look like?
Well, I think talent is always going to be at a premium. So I would think if there's a guy that's the absolute definitive #1 pick, he's going #1 regardless of roster construction. But the reality is it might help those teams who maybe if they know who's on the roster, it might change the kind of draft selection they would make. So it's an interesting supposition. We'll see if the NBA moves in that direction.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Phoenix.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Devin Booker.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
That's good from Forbes. And the guard, Bryn Forbes, won back-to-back state championships as a high schooler in the state of Michigan. A couple years at Cleveland State, then transferred back to the state of Michigan and played at Michigan State.
And after that time at Michigan State, he went undrafted, but Kevin really has developed into a steady rotation player in the NBA. And by the way, quite a knockdown shooter.
Now, here's Rubio. 27 seconds left in the game. Jerome passes to Baines. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots over Pirtle. And the Suns tack on 2 more.
And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
Here's Walker. Can't get it to fall. And so it's Phoenix easily grabbing this one. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Ricky, did you like the way you guys were going offensively tonight?
Yeah, we started the game very slow. We can't start like that. But after that, we just get shots and we make the shots. And we make the shots, we're a good team.
Yeah, that opens up the whole floor, Ricky. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you next time.